One of Rockford's tubing and snowboarding destinations races to make enough snow to open for the season. But with warmth on the way, its crew expects opening day to slide further down the calendar. A destination for winter fun in Rockford says unreliable weather pushes back its opening day despite a record start to the snow season.
Yeah, WIFR's Nathaniel Langley learns how Alpine Hills stays afloat despite delays.
Well, it's fun to work here. It's fun to be in the snow.
Bailey Beard supervises Rockford Park District's Alpine Hills.
It's a delicate process. It really is.
The snow park starts its season with 3 snowmakers.
Most facilities, most resorts probably have 8, 9, 10. So that really limits us on how often we can really make snow, especially with some of the warmer temps that we've been seeing.
Natural snow needs at least 32 degrees to form, but here at Alpine Park, these machines need even colder temperatures to fill the hill with powder.
You try to strive for something even lower because you have humidity to play against. Wind chill plays a factor into it. The sun just being out.
So far, about 18 inches of snow has fallen, marking Rockford's snowiest start to the season since record-keeping began in 1905.
Most of the time, that natural snow just doesn't stick.
The tubing and snowboarding hill needs more than 4 feet of powder on the ground.
And that's really the big determining factor when it comes to opening this place.
Alpine Hills is far from that goal and plans to delay its opening day to at least January 2nd.
If we have to pull back just a little bit to where we can still give the people a better experience, that really plays a factor into that.
Beard says sacrifices keep the winter park's finances in the green. That may mean cuts to staffing, tubing lanes, and access to the snowboarding area.
It's just, maneuvering through that as best as we can.
In Rockford, Nathaniel Langley, WIFR News.
Beard says the park's opening will be posted on its social media, and as for where the snowmakers get their water, it's actually from the nearby Keith Creek.